First of all, what a day. Everybody was waiting for 215 to come along for Ben Bernanke. What a disaster that has turned out to be. You know, first two things happen. When either President Obama speaks or Bernanke speaks, the market goes down. You have to be aware of that. When we did our 1 p.m. show today, I talked about one of the best traders I've ever known. Here's a guy who traded halfway across the world in every market practically. Stocks, futures, you name it. And he had huge positions. Didn't listen to the news, didn't watch the news, didn't want to hear what Ben Bernanke said. He just went with the trends. And this is what we said in our commentary today. Go with the trends. The trend in equities is down, and the trend in gold is still up at this point in time. So they're the big trends. We look for the market to go lower. If you've been watching our 1 p.m. updates, we have been very negative on the markets, and we still think they've got a ways to go. And we'll be looking at some charts later on. And lots of news coming out. One thing that caught my eye this morning when I woke up, I was reading the news, as I usually do, just about the world in general, not necessarily about business, but was the, some of you may know I'm British, and one of the oldest insurance companies in the world is Lloyd's of London, established in 1688 in a London coffee house. Now, this is a company, an insurance company, that's gone through wars, depressions, boom and bust times, every money mania known to man, and has survived. So they obviously do something right. They've been around for three or 400 years at this point in time. Well, here they are. They were taking money out of some European banks, taking their money, I should say, out of some European banks. And I said to myself, uh-oh, that's not good. And this wasn't really picked up by the major media. I didn't see any reference to this during the day. But it may have been. But again, that's not a good sign for Europe. Europe is definitely a problem. But having said that, we have problems here in this country. And some of those problems are directly related to a Congress and a president that just can't get together. There's no leadership. And when Ben Bernanke comes on, it just is like disappearing. Everything's disappearing really fast. And this is the big problem, which nobody seems to understand in the White House or in Congress. It's all to do with confidence and perception in the market. If the markets have no confidence and the perception is it's not going to get better, the markets are going to continue to go down. And I think that's what's going to happen right now, because I don't see anybody stepping up to the plate. The other big news today was that Moody's downgraded Citibank, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. Downgraded them. Not a good sign. So we had Italy earlier this week, was downgraded. Now we have the banks. What's next? This thing can really kind of snowball and really become a problem for a lot more people than it is right now. And we have lack of any decisive leadership, which is really causing major, major problems. We should focus on, you know, I think I may have said this to you before, but when President Obama was first elected, I actually wrote to the White House, something I'd never done before, and suggested if you want to really jumpstart the jobs here in this country, then basically give small businesses a real cut, because the reality is they're the ones that create jobs. It's not the government. I mean, the government can hire people and fire people, but the reality is it's businesses like ours that create jobs and grow the economy and business. So obviously I didn't hear back, which is no surprise, but the reality is we need to get on track with something. We're not doing that very well right now. So let's see what else is driving me crazy. Lots of things, but let's take a look at the trade triangles. And, after that I'll tell you something else as well. Okay, the Dow, downtrend, minus 75, not a good sign. NASDAQ, sidelines, 55, it's a trading range, but the emphasis is be on the short side. S&P 500, negative 75, downtrend. Gold on the sidelines. Gold is really in an uptrend longer term, but it's really in a trading range right now. Oil in a downtrend, which we've been saying to you for some time now. And the dollar is definitely in an uptrend. Who would have figured that out? Remember all the experts who were saying the dollar's going to go down, the dollar's going to go down? Well, whoop-de-doo, the dollar's going up because it's the only place people can put the money with any kind of safety and has the depth that we have in the U.S. markets. Big move today, OREX. I can't even pronounce this name. Orexigen Therapeutics up 49%, obviously a big move. So one more thing I want to tell you when you come back on the camera, we'll chat about this. The other big news was HP. HP basically somehow, I mean, HP hired this guy from SAP in Germany. His name is Leo Apo something. I don't remember his last name, how I pronounce it anyway. But when they screwed up, basically, and they said, we're going to get out of the computer business, a business they've been in and very successfully in the sense they've owned a good market share, and they're going to get out of the tablet business. When they just launched the tablet, was insane. It's going to go down as one of the biggest business blunders on the planet in terms of big companies, making a huge, huge mistake. The other thing is, Meg Whitman, who used to be in charge of eBay, is a very smart woman who ran for governorship of California. You may remember that. She got booted out because she had somebody working for her that was maybe not a legal alien. Lord knows there's so many illegal aliens in California anyway. I don't know why anybody would even care. But anyway, she may be becoming the new chairman or CEO or president of HP. Certainly HP needs something. It's a great brand, but over the years they've just made one blunder after another. And I'm going to put the emphasis on the board. The board made this mistake. They should never have hired this Leo guy. He had no clue, in my mind, what he was doing. He wants to get out of the computer business and tablet business, which something HP has a big market share in. And yes, they also sell printers. Imagine if you buy a computer, well, you probably want a printer. And the way HP makes money is on the ink and the paper. So they want to get out of that business. So they want to go into a service business like going up with IBM and Oracle. I mean, those guys would eat HP for lunch on this stuff. So anyway, one last thing. Netflix. Reed Hastings, who went to Bowdoin College in Maine, which is pretty close to my home up there, came out with an apology for all Netflix fans, saying that we're sorry, we may have screwed up here, but we think the business is changing. And he gave two good examples, Blockbuster and Borders. Both of those companies went belly up, basically because they didn't adapt. To Reed's credit, he took a big step here. The future is going to be streaming, instant videos that you can watch anywhere at any time. The idea of getting something in the mail is going to be archaic, and of course we've seen what's happening at the post office. So, okay, I could go on, but I've got some charts I want to show you and talk about the markets, which is something I love to do. And let's do a commercial break right now, and we'll go over the charts.